What is up, guys? It's me again, and today we're going to be doing Goofs in Thomas and Gordon, aka Thomas Gets Tricked, as it's called in the USA. Okay, so this is also the very first episode of Thomas and Friends, and I did not start with this episode. I kind of started off with Thomas, Percy and the Coal first of all. So yeah, let's get this show on the road. And also, there's quite a few goofs right off the bat. If you look at Thomas's right eye, you can clearly see that there's a gap in it. And also there's chipped paint in his boiler. And there's also studio equipment reflecting off his smoke box. And his face is not really on the model right. As I can tell, because it's pushed to the right, and then there's a little bit of red on top of just above Thomas's lamp. So yeah, there's only 5 goofs right off the bat. So yeah, but anyways, let's just begin the episode.
Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He's a cheeky little engine.
And also, if you look at Thomas's middle wheel, you can clearly see it's scratched, and that's 6. And also, if you look at Thomas's boiler, there's a load of black dots on it, so that's 7.
With 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel,
and there's still chipped paint in his boiler. They did not fix that. And there's a load of dust on his boiler as well.
a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy dome.
Okay, so you may be wondering, Henry is in platform 2 of Knapford Station, but in the very next scene, he's in platform number 3. And also, if you look at these 2 people, you can clearly see that there's sticky tack beneath their feet, so that's another goof.
He's a fussy little engine too, always pulling coaches about ready for the big engines to take on long journeys.
Okay, now Gordon's going into platform 1, and you can clearly see that his eyes look really wonky. And then Henry's now pulling the express alongside with a truck. So I think that's a goof. It's 2 goofs in one scene. So yeah. Oh, and also Henry's eyes are wonky as well in this scene.
And when trains come in, he pulls the empty coaches away so that the big engines can go and rest.
I don't know if you can see, but there's studio equipment at the very top of the screen.
Thomas thinks no engine works as hard as he does. He loves playing tricks on them, including Gordon, the biggest and proudest engine of all.
And also, if you look at Gordon, you can clearly see that there's gaps in his eyes and his face mask. And also his middle lamp iron is kind of broken, as I can tell, because the half of it is facing upwards, and then the other half is facing up and then tilting down. It's a little crooked, and also his face is not on the model correctly, as I can tell because of the gap on the right.
Thomas likes whistling rudely at him. Wake up, lazy bones, why don't you work hard like me?
Wait a minute, did I see any goofs?
Wake up, lazy bones, why don't you work hard like me?
I think some of the trucks are derailed in this scene, I'm not 100% sure.
Me.
Wait, did you hear anything?
Bones, why don't you work hard like me?
You can clearly see shuffling noises when Thomas stops, so that's a goof. I don't know if you can see the in the lake, but you can clearly see, you might not see, but there's camera equipment reflecting in the lake.
One day after pulling the big express, Gordon had arrived back at the siding very tired. He was just up.
And one of the trucks that Thomas is shunting is derailed. And Thomas has a little bit of wonky eyes in this scene.
Going to sleep when Thomas came up in his cheeky way. Wake up, lazy bones, do some
Oh, I'm wrong. The truck on the right, on the left, that's derailed.
hard work for a change.
Oh, you had to pay attention to Thomas's smoke in this scene. You can clearly see that there's smoke,
Lazy bones, do some hard work for a change.
but in this scene it kind of disappears, so that's a goof.
You can't catch me. And off he ran laughing. Instead of going to sleep again, Gordon thought how he could get back at Thomas. One morning, Thomas wouldn't wake up. His driver and fireman could.
And also, if you look at Thomas's lamp, you can clearly see that it's crooked a little bit.
Couldn't make him start. His fire went out and there was not enough steam. It was nearly time for the express. People were waiting, but the coaches weren't ready.
Does that look like the fat controller on the platform? It kind of looks weird to me.
At last, Thomas started. Oh dear, he yawned. He bussed into the station where
Thomas has a little bit of wonky eyes in this scene. And also Gordon's eyes are wonky just quite a bit.
Gordon was waiting. Hurry up, you, said Gordon. Hurry yourself, replied Thomas.
And also look at Thomas's lamp, it's so dirty and there's a load of sticky tack beneath it. And also there's gaps in his eyes and his face mask as well. So yeah.
Gordon began making his plans. Yes, said Gordon, I will.
And also Gordon has gaps in his eyes and his face mask.
Oh. And almost before the coaches had stopped moving, Gordon reversed quickly and was coupled to the train. Get in quickly, please, he whistled. Thomas usually pushed behind the big trains to help them start, but he was always uncoupled first. This time Gordon started so quickly they forgot to uncouple Thomas. Gordon's chance had come.
And also, if you look at the top left of the screen, you can clearly see studio equipment on the hill.
Come on, puffed Gordon to the coaches. The train went faster and faster, too fast for Thomas. He wanted to stop, but he couldn't. Peep, peep, stop, stop! Hurry, laughed Gordon. You can't get away, laughed the coaches.
Hey, where did the coaches go? They're gone, so that's definitely a goof. And also, Thomas has extremely wonky eyes as well. And also there's gaps in them as well. And there's a load of white dirt next to the smoke box, so that's definitely a goof. And also in this scene, you can clearly see the edge of the set on the very left.
Poor Thomas was going faster than he had ever gone before. He was out of breath and his wheels hurt him, but he had to go on. I shall never be the same again, he thought sadly. My wheels will be quite worn out.
And also, did I see anything that Thomas's smokestack in the previous scene? You can clearly see that Thomas's smokestack is white, but it should be black for all that smoke coming out. And also, in this scene, Gordon comes from a dead end, and also he lost his coaches, and his eyes have gaps in them. Yeah. And now the coaches are back again. Just how is that even possible?
At last they stopped at a station. Thomas was uncoupled, and he felt very silly and exhausted.
Yeah, Thomas's smokestack's white, but it should be black for all that smoke coming out.
Next,
The same
he
thing
went on to
happened
a
in the
turn table,
previous scene.
thinking of everyone laughing at him. And then he ran onto a siding out of the
And also Thomas became so sad, his eyes became wonky.
way. Well, little Thomas, chuckled Gordon.
Gordon's left buffer is kind of crooked, and then there's gaps in both of his eyes and his face mask.
Now you know what hard work means, don't you? Or
Thomas comes from a dead end in this scene, and also there's gaps in his eyes and his face mask, and his eyes are so wonky. And why is
Thomas couldn't answer. He hadn't.
why is Thomas going so fast? I thought he has no breath and he's so tired. So I think I might count that as a goof.
No breath. He just puffed slowly away to rest and had a long, long drink.
Still wonky eyes. And also, what's going on with this workman on Thomas's roof? You can clearly see that there's a load of dented paint on himself. What the heck? And yeah.
He went home very slowly and was careful afterwards never to be cheeky to Gordon again.
So yeah, there's quite a load of goofs in this episode. And so yeah, I think when I first saw that episode, that's a very good start to the Thomas the Tank Engine series. And yeah, so I think that's all of the goofs that I can find in Thomas and Gordon, aka Thomas Gets Tricked. And also, if there's a goof that I did not point out, please leave it in the comments below and let me know. Thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.